In April of 2023, a 15-year-old Palestinian boy was shot and killed by Israeli forces in the Akbat Jabba refugee camp near Jericho. This act of violence ignited a chain of events that escalated tensions between Israelis and Palestinians. As a result, violent clashes erupted, leading to the injury of 2 other individuals. The incident, which occurred during a raid to arrest a terror suspect, triggered a wave of retaliatory rocket attacks from Lebanon, Gaza, and Syria into Israel. These were met with counterstrikes from Israel, leading to a cycle of violence that caused numerous casualties. The situation worsened with Israeli police raids on the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem, a holy ground revered by both Islam and Judaism. This incursion, which took place during Ramadan prayers and Passover celebrations, led to hundreds of arrests and further rocket attacks from Gaza militants. The Arab and Muslim world condemned these actions, with Jordan and Egypt calling for an immediate withdrawal of Israeli forces. In separate incidents, a terror attack in Tel Aviv and a shooting in the West Bank resulted in more casualties. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu condemned the attacks and mobilized additional forces. Adding fuel to fire, Israeli settlers staged a march to an illegal outpost in the West Bank. This led to clashes with Palestinians and further condemnation from Palestinian officials who called for US intervention to prevent further escalation. The crisis reached a boiling point with Israeli forces opening fire on Palestinians in Gaza City who were trying to collect flour, resulting in dozens of casualties. This sparked a barrage of Israeli strikes, with crowded refugee camps across Gaza, including Narat and Al-Ur, being targeted. These attacks resulted in the death of at least 107 Palestinians over a 24-hour period. In addition, Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis suspended operations after a fire broke out during the barrage of Israeli strikes. This facility had been under siege for weeks, leaving the population desperate for medical supplies and food. To summarize, the crisis in Gaza City is a grim picture of escalating violence and humanitarian distress. The international legal status of the West Bank and East Jerusalem, as well as the legality of settlements, remains a point of contention. The situation remains volatile, with no immediate resolution in sight. The cycle of violence continues, leaving in its wake a trail of casualties and a desperate need for humanitarian aid.